welcome. Today we'll be looking at Fiskars cast aluminium handle bypass pruners, part number PA32. We've got all these markings here, so up to 26mm diameter, aluminium obviously, and green shoots, maybe green limbs, not dead wood. Yeah. So there was a alternate model to this. It was one with glass or nylon handles. Supposed to be the lightweight model, but yeah, aluminium. I'm only the home gamer, so won't be using them all day every day, but still, you know, want to have something that's not out of the bottom of the $2 bin, which, by the way, I mean, $36 for the aluminium version, $31 for the glass or the nylon handles. Yeah, I figured the aluminium, I mean, unless you're going to hit it with a lawnmower, should stand up to the test of time. So let's have a look. What's in it? What it's all about. So this is it's an interesting design. It's not like your typical shears. If you look here, they've ground out on the blade. The blade is separate to the handle. It's actually attached to the pivot, but it's not a single piece. It's actually sort of locked into a key there, keyway, and the force is imparted on this section of the blade instead of the joint. I would say, well, the reason for that, these, when you make contact, just as the two halves of the pruners meet, there is a spring action there. You can see that this is under a spring tension to keep the top blade always in contact with that bottom shear line. And it feels, you can feel just there where it grabs from right up the very end there. And you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see that really well, but pretty simple design, and the fact that the handles are basically attached for a couple of countersunk M5 screws, got Loctite, blue Loctite, so that they sort of don't work loose. I'm not sure how well that works, with the fact that this is absolutely soaked in oil. I mean, it didn't resist the screwdriver much. Watch out for this. Same deal, not a lot of goop on that one to hold him in. Oh, there it is, it's left in the thread. So the fact that they countersunk would already mean that it's going to bite fairly hard into that, as long as your countersinking bit when it's being made is uniform and, well, meets the angle that these screws are made anyway. So the casting looks pretty good. It's being finished. There's a flashing there. You can see these are the bits you don't handle. So there's no finishing in there, but the handle itself, you can still see flashing inside the handle where the hanger is. I don't think these are coated. Usually when you buy nice things, they're coated with a lacquer of clear varnish just to look pretty, and then you start wearing it off and it looks like shit. But I think this is just still polished up a little bit. Little laser etched Fiskars logo there. I don't know, I can't remember what the name of this spring is or what type of spring this is called, but looks like a stainless steel of some sort. So, what have we got here? Take these fasteners out. Little latch. Oh, I see. She's Loctited in pretty good, I'd say. Directly opposite that fastener. Okay. Anyway, it's a nice little touch there. They've got a wave washer on the back side of that screw so that this doesn't flop around once it's released, doesn't accidentally engage once you squeeze the handle shut. So it sort of stays where you leave it, where you position it. It's just a stamped piece of sheet metal there. Looking now at the bypassing blades, we see that the pivot, or the fulcrum, has got a locking setup. You usually see something like this on fishing reels, so that once your handle is tight, you can't undo it or back the nut off by accident. So that once it's set, it's not going to come undone on you. Undo this one. Same, blue Loctite. It's just a looks like a zinc coated stamped piece of plate. And this nut, if we take the load off, that should come undone. Maybe not. This looks like one of them cheeky ones that they crimp over. Yep. I'll have to pull that one off there. I had to pop that little orange cap off there to reveal a 5mm in-hex screw. Oh, this is feels like just a normal. Let's see if there's any. No markings on any of the fasteners to tell us what grade they are. Should have expected the blue Loctite there. Kind of seems redundant, the fact that we've got this locking encasement there. Anyway, so looking here, everything feels a little bit shitty. These are, I mean, for 36 bucks, everything's just stamped out. You can tell it's stamped. We've got a sharp edge this side, rounded edges on the top side. There's our blade. Possibly Teflon coated to Stop the sappy stuff sticking. Possibly replaceable too. I don't know. Ergonomic, polished aluminium handles, linear hand angle, blah 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 blah. Mentions nothing about spare parts, but I'm sure if I had a look I'd be able to find something. Here we go. This is nice too. The fact that the shank of this bolt where we're pivoting, oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Yeah. Sort of half-assed there. Looks like somebody just takes to it with a grinder. We would expect if this was undergoing quality control at every step, that this bolt would have the full shank through this piece, which it doesn't. It sits shy of that, so we're putting all the force when we're clamping down on our 26mm piece of branch. It's getting transmitted through this tiny little surface, even though the blade is being pushed from here, like this. There is a lifting force on this end. So, a little bit shitty there. Just ground down. You can see, maybe during assembly, during tightening, it's grabbed on a thread there. Say where this piece here binds up on it. See? Not very nice. The grind on that. Let's see how flat that is. Alright, so that's being ground on purpose on an angle. We set this screwdriver shaft on there, and we can see there's a sort of there. So I'd say that'd be to keep this blade in contact with the shear point at all times. What you don't want is getting to a branch in here, and then this blade wants to separate from there, and then it sort of cocks over. That'd be no good. So it's sort of sprung there. Alright, well, we'll put it back together and we'll run it through its paces, I guess, see what it feels like in the hand. Okay, back together. I guess the only thing I sort of misguessed once before I'd pulled it apart was the fact that there was going to be some sort of spring tension in here, maybe another wave washer or something pushing against the keeping the two blades in contact, but it's the surface grind on that shear not being 100% flat. It actually is curved to keep tension at the outer point of contact where you get less rigidity. That's why that's like that. So non-sticky. Let's go give it a go. Yeah, bush is a fair walk away. I'll just pull the weed out of the empty lot next door. But this is green, nowhere near 26mm, nowhere near, not even 10mm. But yeah, let's see how it goes. cutting out towards the edge, the very edge. Yeah, you can see, you can feel. It's got a lot of squashing there. The blades are sharp, but I guess that's just an inherent property of shears, is they have to put enough force in order to cut, and that might involve crushing your material or your plants before you cut through them. But they feel pretty good in the hand. Not cheap at all. I wanted to avoid buying a gimmicky one with a gear train and double this, double that, 70% this, less strength or hand input needed for output. Even look at this, even the fine stuff here for the time being shears really nicely. But yeah, no frills, no gimmicks, just straight up cutters. Yeah, no, I rate them. I reckon they're pretty good. The spring action's good. You don't get a lot of fatigue having to reopen the handles as if it was, you know. But I don't think I've seen many pruners or secateurs without spring. I have to work with hand tools that don't have springs. Less gimmicky. Less shit to go wrong. But yeah, no, I would rate. I'm hoping these will last me a lifetime. Thanks for watching.